Hello, and welcome to my first devlog for my webcomic and manga reader web application. This app was initially a way to show off my own comics, but I decided to make the kind of app that I would want as both a creator and as an avid reader. The basic concept of the app is that it is a comic reader app, but with a community and reward-like aspect. So think of Webtoons meets Steam. Users earn points for reading chapters, commenting, and interacting with the community, but with those points, they can buy lore cards and badges from their favorite creators. That gives comic creators a lot of fun ways to interact with their fans and readers. So this is where the app currently is. I first started it back during my winter break this past December. I have the initial functionality of creating comics through publications and having comics in your inventory, so to say, through favorites. So this user, they've published Demon Parade and Wing Company, but they've favorited Swamp Thing and Doom Patrol. So I also have a comics test page where you can just test out you can create a comic, and that'll give you the publication verification. And then you can get all of your publications. Test show. I'll just grab one. You can get all of the comics you haven't favorited and add them to your favorites. So the goals for this week is to set up Redux and the Saga middleware so that we can have our state globally, and then set up the controllers for the cards, badges, chapters, pages, and comments. Alright, here we are back after a week and a half. It took a little longer this week. Here we can see that I have the controllers all set up on the back end. Got the chapters, cards, badges, comments, pages all set up. Over on the front end, I made a test page for those controllers, and you can get all of the data for those comics. You can select a comic and view the chapter and get the pages and the comments. Now that my controllers are working, I moved on to adding Redux and the Saga middleware for my API calls. Once I figured that out, and how to use sagas, I went on to add my user from my authentication provider to the Redux store. So now, like registration, logging in, logging out, and all of that will go through dispatches. So the challenge that I ran into was figuring out how to pass data with the dispatch. After reading through the documentation, it hit me that what was going on, and I figured it out. So I figured out that I had to pass it through, not with another submitted user state. And so once I figured that out, I was able to set it up for all the different login, logout, and all the different actions that I needed for the user state. And so now for the plan for this next week will be for blocking out the main pages for the front end and make the chapter creation process with image upload for pages, and also to start adding more reducers for all of the other states. And with that, I'll be back next week. See you then.